Adding and subtracting thousandths is the same as adding and subtracting tenths or hundredths. We're either putting all the numbers into a thousandths grid, or we're putting our larger number into the thousandths grid and then taking away the smaller number. So if we look at these two thousandths grids, we want to know what mathematical expression does each thousandths grid represent. Each column in a thousandths grid represents 100 because each one of these squares has 10 little squares in it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It's hard to tell. So each of these, where the bolded lines are, these squares right here, have 10 little squares in them. So that's going to be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. So in a thousandths grid, each column, that means a row going down, is worth 100, okay? So I would go, there's 100, 200, and then 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, so that's 250, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little squares shaded in, so that's going to be 255, and then since there's another block of thousandths shaded in, I'm adding to that, so it looks like we've got 200 plus another 1, 2, 3, 40, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 255 hundredths and 245 hundredths is what we're adding together. Yep, I got it right. For a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total columns shaded in for a total of 500 thousandths. Then down here, since I've got an amount in here and I've crossed some out, that means I must be subtracting. I start with an amount and I take away from that. That's the crossing out, is taking away. That's subtraction. So I have that total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns shaded in, and then, which is 500 thousandths. Remember, each column is 100 thousandths. And then I'm taking away 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, because each square is 10, 70 thousandths, which leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4 whole columns, which is 400, and then 10, 20, 30 thousandths. So I should end up with 430 thousandths. Those are the two expressions that are represented in these two grids. So what decimal equivalencies could we also record for the sum or difference of these two problems? We could also say that we have 50 hundredths or 5 tenths, right? If we change these to hundredths grids or a tenths grid. And then also down here our answer could be 43 hundredths. It just depends on how we look at our grid. And if we have a 0 at the end of our decimals, we can take that off and change our place value, but it's still an equivalency. It's like simplifying the fraction when we do that.